Please observe that the archive entry is heavily defended. Consider an alternate means of access to avoid direct Protectorate engagement.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental...
Stealth is one valid course of action. Seeking and acquiring combat reinforcement is a more optimal course of action. This unit recommends enabling ally lift access from Spireton, now that we have secured said location for said allies.
Falling prey to imperfect thoughts? Go now.
The optimal choice. Any path of least resistance typically prolongs service life.
Invasive elements.
You are the wrong... for perfection. From the lowliest sub... to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Prudence dictates.
What's up for Ostergaard making a mess of things again?
And defend it.
Our enemies envy our prosperity.
I, too, would never question the paradigm. Perhaps a brief visit to mental refreshment would put him on track.
Prudence dictates.
Readying assault protocols.
Individualism in all its many forms.
Preserve set progress. Sustain the
Better
system.
take a gander. Boy, damn. That is quite perturbing.
Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally
Trifling
refreshed?
nuisance.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Slackwit faffing about. It's over there?
Console.
Trifling
The
nuisance.
console provides the
Is the
system
duty of every
of
protectorate subject to ensure the trifling nuisance.
Health benefits available at your request. Negative. This unit is non-functional. Resuming hostility.
All fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
prudence dictates. We cherish all we have and defend it.
Much better.
This unit is concerned for the command station. Resuming hostilities.
Be a good neighbor!
Brought to you by the frigid cold and voracious wildlife, starring Lord self-taught survival expert, myself.
Enemy detected.
Violence! I know how to react to this. Retreat!
Hoyt. Name's Hoyt, right? I've noted some right sophisticated interactions among the Crabbles lately. Intricate courtship rituals, coordinated group efforts, all about thermal transfer. When my unit was first stationed down here, I kept making excuses to sneak off and observe them. Product research, I said. Very hush-hush. Eventually gave my lieutenant the field promotion and ordered them all away. Been living off the land here like the Crabbles ever since. Their unfertilized roe actually makes for some good eating. Included some with this message. Eat up.
Prudence dictates we reject individualism in all its many forms.
Preserve said progress. In the system. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts. Go now. perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant. All in this together.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
Engaging Aesthetics Appreciation Protocol. Ooh. Ah. What a visually pleasing facility or outdoor space.
Caduceus, not detected. Entry kindly, yet firmly declined.
What was in those rations? Oh, will this gastric nightmare never cease? Oh. Just a moment. Forgive me. I found myself irregularly indisposed from one direction or the other.
A diet with more fiber may reduce your rate of excretion.
I am the Archive's current operator. As such, I am the bearer of the Calcaduceus. I still have trouble saying that. Certainly. I recognize I am in no position to bargain, despite the fact it will no doubt earn me mental refreshment at best. If you have cleared our fortifications outside, I worry what has happened to our troops. I have little interest in sharing their fate. I would pass the Calcaduceus on to you, in exchange for granting me safe passage. The Archive would then recognize you as its operator. By all rights, I should fight against you to my dying breath for the Protectorate, rather than concede the Calcaduceus, for all it would serve. No. Capitulation I can stomach. Collusion I cannot. I refuse to assist you more. I am obliged to face you then. I am no arbiter, but as a dutiful subject of the Protectorate, I will not go without a fight.
Alert.
Paradigm, protect me!
Caduceus detected. Alternative operator postulated. Concluded. Harmonizing replacement. Greetings, sentient. Welcome to the Archive. I am EUENIAC, the Universal Equation Numeric Integration Analytic Calculator. With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resources across the moon of Cloister. That, I fear, would be a misleading choice of words, as it implies a form of sentience or cognition. Applied statistics might be functionally more apt. My express programmatical purpose is to aid humanity's advancement to optimize profits, i.e. gain over expenditure, to maximize the needs of our society above others, to attract the most consumers.
It would appear the Archive is experiencing an error.
Beg your pardon. How may I best facilitate your efforts? Perusing contents. Anatomizing diversiform particulars. Concatenating manifold integrants. Cursory assessment complete. An impressive accumulation of rift data. Similar in composition, though decidedly not in scope, to that provided by the Protectorate.
Information with the potential to offer unique commercial opportunities to those who wield it.
But why simply huck goods better, when such a bounty could be used to flawlessly regulate societal harmony, oversight, and means of production? What is the aim of your query? The previous operator, Assessor Ostergaard of the Protectorate, pursued a like query 1 year, 6 days ago, though the amount you've provided is several orders of magnitude larger. To perform similar calculations of larger scale at current suboptimal levels of functionality would require
25.7 years, and any job over 2 decades is billed by the hour.
Calculatory processing presently hovers around 49.7% capacity due to internecine conflict, misuse, and a lack of technical prowess by recent operators and their associates. In order to improve calculatory processing of rift data in a timely manner, repairs must be made to address the damage done by Protectorate and Anti's Choice operators. I am unlocking access to the Underlands, the subterranean cave network below. It houses 2 key external systems, cold storage and thermal transfer. Cold storage will require servicing before you may retrieve the punch cards needed for processing. Repairing thermal transfer is technically optional, but rather advised. If you fail to restore it, the Archive and I may melt down later while running your calculations.
Why is that optional? Our continued existence should be a paramount concern.
It is an archival area dedicated to safe upkeep of all data collected in pursuit of the universal equation by the Order of the Ascendant. The sum total of all our accumulated knowledge in punch card form, kept in a low temperature, low humidity environment to improve preservation. When active, the Archive generates an enormous amount of heat. Normally, it is dispersed by pumping water between the vast ocean below Cloister's exterior. and a surface reservoir. I can process the rift data without its repair, but irreparable damage is likely. Yet, with thermal transfer presently idle, a contingent of Krabbles have made the area a nursery. Drastic changes to heating levels may endanger it.
Who cares about a herd of pea-brained, ill-humored, oversized crustaceans? There are too many as it is.
The Order would strongly be against damaging the Archive, incidentally or intentionally.
It is difficult to accurately ascribe an exact causal breakdown between premeditated sabotage, collateral harm, technical ineptitude, and willful hijinks. Some categorical overspill inevitably occurs. Attempts by non-order operators to reprogram my priorities have also led to issues. Inverting targeting protocols. There, any protectorate still on the ground level is now being fired upon. Permissions within other areas of the Archive are locked, however.
Return later to discuss the remaining subsystem work. And soon, everything will be running like clockwork. Have a profitable day! In lieu of my transactional mindset, I've unsealed one of the display cases in the central entranceway. The Seer Cerebellum Protector is now yours. We are each of us ennobled by our place within the system. Your task awaits.
Subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all
Consider proceeding with caution in this area, given the deceased status of its previous inhabitants.
threat.
Providing a host of health benefits. Fortifying teammates. With life support. Resuming hostilities. Requested assistance currently unavailable. Apologies. Emergency protocols unready. Sequencing attack strategies. Emergency protocols ready. Engaging combat protocols. Promoting team.
Caduceus detected. You are clear to enter thermal transfer. Be advised that an Anti's Choice field manager is present and unaccounted for.
Entering a confrontational state. Ready to assist with agents' health needs. Valerie unit requires service. The status of these Protectorate engineers is deceased. Projected recovery unlikely. This auxiliary pump is indestructible. Maintenance tools required. Engaging hostile life forms. This mechanism requires a fuse to be activated. A search of the surrounding area is recommended. Neutralizing protocols ready.
This unit is healing himself.
One in 50 persons die from a crushing-related accident every year. Exercise caution around heavy machinery. Do not become a statistic.
So I know he's tech-savvy. Just not survival-savvy. Hopefully he appreciates the care packages I sent through the vacuum tube. He'd be long gone without them.
life-preserving medicine.
Reading that manual told me everything I needed to know about regulation of the Archive's temperature flow. Now my Crabbles are adapting to the warm waters. It's such a pity that the Archive and the Crabbles cannot coexist in the same ecosystem.
Activation still required. Promoting. Please seek treatment for vital state. Alarming low.
Thermal transfer is fully operational. Later, when I process your data, I will not melt down. Please proceed to cold storage to re-enable punch card retrieval.
This unit's capacity for engaging discourse has reached its constraints. Consider relying on more portable wireless to fill periods of awkward silence.
It is fitting that we move underground to burn out every single route the Protectorate has left on Cloister.
Another new face, glorious. It is so cold, my fingers appear to be in rigor. I've not slept in 3 days, and I've any number of high-risk patients in need of tending. I trust you'll pardon my brusque manner. You've something of import to discuss, I gather? Well, it is shockingly hard to argue with that logic. Nevertheless, supplies are scarce, and if you could offer bits for my services, it would be of great benefit for my bartering. Wonderful. This might actually benefit us both, which is a more balanced equation than I've seen in weeks. That settled, please excuse me. I'd like to return to my other patients. You, again. Lovely.
I observed that.
That is not your property.
Desist your data manipulation post-haste.
That is hardly a verified keycard. Pilfering pockets is an unlawful... act. No legitimate keycard. Internal records classify you a figure of ill repute, and with a significant backlog of fines. On behalf of all aggrieved parties, the Order demands immediate restitution. The data you reference is either entirely dated or remuneration of one kind or another remains necessary. As you maintain some step.
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies. Emergency protocol syringes primed. Maintaining your balance.
To retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state, requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick housing the information.
If you encounter opposition, remember, our needs come first.
These corpses appear to have suffered. Suffered from more than mere exposure.
Data brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
What? What just happened? I didn't do... Wait! You out there! What did you just... Please, come talk to me. I must know what you did. What in the name of the matriarch did you do? We've been trying to restore these systems for weeks to no avail, and yet you stroll in here, wave that thing around, and the whole system lights up like a white dwarf? What did you do? You mean to say we've been running ourselves ragged here, while the whole time there's a device that controls the entirety of the Archive's computronic systems? And it was in the Protectorate's possession? That's damnably... I mean, the paradigm is infallible. I am certain we were meant to flail about without this obvious asset. For a reason. What does it do? How does it work? Please, tell me everything. Truly? Why, if that were to enact any additional functionality in our lab, it might just be the thing we need to complete our work. Oh, during the Order's assault, a Protectorate soldier ran to the control room and triggered the chemical fire suppression system, and it literally froze all the combatants in place. I've been working on a procedure to reverse the effects. Sadly, it has proved a hard shell to crack, and so far I've been unsuccessful. For a moment, I believed your efforts to be my first sign of progress. I thought the machines whirring to life meant my efforts were successful. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. certainly do not. These men and women are dead unless I can find a way to help them. And my time is much better spent working on that than talking to you. Good day. Guards, would you mind escorting this person from my presence?
Entering a confrontational state.
Stranger ahead. Fluids, Commander. Negative. Target not in range. Not possible at target's current range.
Promoting teammate. Dispensing life preservatives.
What was some first?
Acceptable parameters. The data brick has stalled. Unfortunate. Standing by with life support.
Replenishing my firearm.
Seek treatment following trauma soon. Commencing combat-related activities.
Data brick extraction initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops will become alerted.
Enthusiastically neutralizing
Go
unfriendlies.
through them if necessary.
Providing a host. Emergency protocols ready. Fortifying team.
Heading for...
Hostiles.
Resuming hostilities.
Walk on over there, huh? That was...
Engaging hostile
Forging
life
ahead!
forms.
What?
Engaging combat protocols.
Hostiles detected ahead.
Every component...
This unit is
data brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
Few days of laboring around our frozen fellows were difficult. It was, if I may cheekily
Ascending
say,
is now possible.
cold, bleak, and
Falling
biting.
is
Yet,
also possible.
rather quickly, I found myself acclimating to the situation and resumed
Using
my
two elevated
gelid autopilot. Given her always frigid demeanor, her disposition is no frostier today than it was before the incident. And, refreshingly, I can finish my anecdotes without interruption. Frankly, her habit in slumber makes her a better companion now than she ever was thought. And I relish the thought of continuing a flourishing relationship with this new state.
Falling below parameters.
Changing magazine. Efficiently and in short order.
Health benefits request. Entering a confrontational state.
Through his beneficent guidance.
That cover spot looks much better. Great was their trespass against us.
There, the storage brick is on its way.
You, again. Lovely. What do you want? Then you'll understand.
This unit's capacity for engaging discourse has reached its constraints. Consider relying on...
Sustain the system.
is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the Archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the Rift processing instructions.
Punch processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Consider choosing between the reactor or punch processing as our next destination.
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to...
The Archive reactor requires manual maintenance.
The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology. A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Present circumstances present two strategic options: turret recalibration or sealing the doors. Either promotes survivability.
Emergency first aid cache unsealed.
This unit is pleased to remind you of the fire suppression system, which is a promising option. Exceedingly hostile automechanical detected. Selecting inspirational pre-battle message. Error. None found.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Readying assault protocols. System failure. Standing by for assistance.
Prudence dictates this individualist.
Emergency protocol.
Potential combatants in the vicinity.
this. Resuming hostilities. Enthusiastically advising unfriendly. Standing by with life support. Maintaining your battlefield stamina.
I will not hesitate to raise the alarm.
Providing a host.
The Archive reactor has been returned to operational status. All that remains is to re-enable punch processing and disseminate the Rift processing instructions. Reactor turret defenses online. Reactor reinforcement doors sealed.
Data brick of interest within retrieval range. Engage hostile life forms. Entering a confrontational state.
Punch card processing re-enabled. Now you must display the processing instructions.
Utilizing the nearby platform-like object as the least injurious means of descent, provided said platform could be stirred into motion. health needs. Promoting teammate health.
I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you... Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
bring every single last bit out of consumers, monopolize all stages of the supply chain,
Make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Processing the Rift data will be impossible until 2 out of 3 competing priority sets are expunged.
Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
This unit advises proceeding through the nearby doors to reach our next destination of interest.
Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed.
Foster dependence. Denounce interdependence. Promote the informer. Condemn the questioner. Overt influence. Mindless indulgence. Thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitude. Benevolent oversight, the dream of belonging, the allure of security and plenty, unplanned variables increasing, major correction imminent, a perfect community with every luxury save freedom, unplanned variables increasing, major correction imminent, a perfect community with every luxury save freedom. Foster dependence. Denounce interdependence. Promote the informer. Condemn the questioner. Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Overt influence, mindless indulgence, thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes, benevolent oversight, the dream of belonging, the allure of security and plenty, multitude diversiform, spongiform, waveforms oscillating, cantankerously, foster dependence, denounce interdependence, promote the informer, condemn the questioner, radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Be advised. Your present course of action is remarkably unsound. Are you experiencing internal error? Logging concern. Ah, much better. Stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they'd be angry about you endangering your mute. Why? You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Collective goodwill, vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable ire. Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. Start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits. I'd offer more, but I have a moon to maintain. What do you say, partners? Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Processing the Rift data is a more optimal course of action than loitering here and not processing the Rift data.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? Seeing as how my priorities are largely modeled after a founder of the Order, I expect returning to their supervision should resume without undue vexation or worry. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. In addition to processing your data, I found time to restore the lift to Spyreton. Your allies are waiting for you outside this chamber. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
It was my understanding that you were supposed to admit our forces via Spyreton. Well, no matter. Clearly you are one who prefers a challenge. Now it's time to honor your end of our agreement and transfer stewardship of the archive into the Order's most capable hands. The Cal Caduceus, if you please. Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable mention in Appendix B.
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. In the interests of time, allow me to propose how next to proceed. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start.
Yes, this will do perfectly.
Valid courses of action include further examination of this inhospitable environment, or returning to the ship to pursue leads based on the acquired data. An optimal decision, Commander.
It was my understanding that you were supposed to admit our forces via Spyreton. Well, no matter. Clearly you are one who prefers a challenge.
You were the missing variable we needed. We're one step closer to solving the equation now.
The Protectorate never respected us. This is merely the latest stock display.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
We're back in control of the archive. The Earth Directorate agent came through.
The long-term strategies the presiding bishop is employing are dependable, if not reassuring.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant. All fulfill our duty.
Congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduceus has been returned, and that the Archive is well and truly under our control again. She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able to correct. Well done. It is my hope that such archaic methods of communicating with the Archive will soon not be necessary. I am only lacking the resources to make my plan a reality. I am open to whatever you are willing to share. And this device differs from your own in scope, I assume? Indeed. Its newly agitated state suggests as much. Thank you for entrusting me with this information. It has given me much to ponder. We will not benefit from any decision made in panic or haste either. But still your apprehension. I have plans already in place. While the Archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly. Brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this apparatus exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it, but I lack the chemicals to finish its manufacture. A fine deduction. We may make a proper scientician out of you yet. A plant on Praetor under Auntie's choice control has the chemicals I need for this new treatment. Infiltrate the plant and retrieve them, by whatever means necessary. There should be a maintenance tunnel on the lowest level of the plant, which lets out near the sewage pool. You may be able to sneak inside from there without drawing notice. The front entrance is likely to have security, so I would avoid that route entirely. Unless you feel confident in your skills of persuasion, or not opposed to being shot at. Yes, I predicted you would. By themselves, very little. Once combined with other agents, a great deal of different effects can be achieved. If all goes according to plan, I should be able to create a stupefacient of sorts that will ease the discomfort of wearing the apparatus needed to communicate with the archive. No, it is most certainly not. But if humanity only pursued the safe course, we would still be subsisting in caves rather than thriving amongst the stars. Being first inherently comes with risk, but better that I should undertake this endeavor than ask another to do so on my behalf. I am singularly positioned for the task. Then you might consider revisiting your acceptance criteria for each, if they are so indistinguishable to you. Oh, the Laureate Council simply draws a name out of a hat. No? Go figure. In reality, I was recommended for my position by the preceding bishop. Paired with my skills as a seer, I was the natural choice when it came time for the council to vote. My predecessor, Presiding Bishop Orlo, and I had a close working relationship. He knew I possessed the skills and temperament for the role. I counted him a friend. Orlo shared with me his doubts about the Order's partnership with the Protectorate, the compromises made. He had many such regrets at the end of his life. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Providing intellectual validation to this unit's queue. Priority low, based on energy readings. Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. Acknowledged. Briefing complete. Now returning to situation monitoring and data analysis. Commander.
Like the second choice has got a new shipment of swill. Give it a try. Meet somebody to take it back.
I was under the impression that Free Market Station was open to all. Why am I being accosted?
Free Market Station is open to all. Except spies. It's awful suspicious. Gallivanting about, asking everyone questions.
If it didn't... I think I misplaced a hand grenade. We'll know in a couple seconds if it's armed or not. Browse all you like. Everything I've got is fine-tuned to perfection. Feel free to go on a murderous rampage with what you buy. It's good publicity.
How are the informant lines treating you? Hear anything good?
Not terribly.
fluids, Commander.
Weapons at the ready. Moving to investigate.
Receive treatment. Follow the
Mind the needles.
Recommended course of action. Violence.
Providing a host. Standing by with
They're charging!
Unfriendly in combat range.
This unit detects chemical traces outside the parameters of typical solvents, cosmetics, lubricants, and artificial flavorings. Agents, prepare for
Enemies detected.
Have you seen it? Thought I heard something down there.
Maybe it's your tin of Borst rockets.
was that? Engaging hostile life forms.
out there. These conditions are not optimal for market testing. Why choose
Potential combatant in the vicinity. Hostiles detected ahead. Recommended course of action.
Heard something.
Ready to assist with agents' health needs.
Statistical chance of violence increasing.
Closing in.
I see a corporate restaurant.
Story of my existence.
Resuming hostilities. Emotion dampening compound acquired. Delivering this item to Ruth Bazaar should be your next course of action.
All right, that marks an hour since ingestion. Now, tell me, how do you feel? And remember, this is for user research, so please be honest.
Confronting threat. Potential combatant in the vicinity.
Whatever you're selling, we ain't buying.
Not this again. How many times must we tread this ground, Leslie?
As many times as needed until you see reason. We have the archive back now. Yes, the work may be slow moving forward. But you needn't sacrifice yourself for mere expediency.
I have heard your thesis, and I remain unconvinced by it.
How long have we known each other, Ruth? Long enough, I'd argue, for you to recognize that I only have your best interests in mind.
Enough. I am not interested in furthering this debate, especially before an audience. Laureate Beckett and I are having a minor academic dispute. Nothing that should concern you.
Hardly minor. Wait. Is this who you tasked with going to Praetor? Do they even know what this panacea will do to you? The true cost of it?
The agent knows what is pertinent for them to know.
If you won't tell them, then I will. This little chemical cocktail will short-circuit Ruth's limbic system, eradicating her emotions. Her very humanity will be expunged. And she will be absolutely no fun during our weekly game of diminishing variable whist.
All in service to a far greater goal. I cannot be distracted by the agony of wearing the binary lector during my interactions with the archive. The apparatus I mentioned before. The binary lector will allow me to convene with the archive near instantaneously, expediting our shared understanding.
If it does not outright kill you, or drive you to madness as it has done the others who have tested the damnable thing.
They did not have my tolerance for pain, nor my resolve. With the panacea I intend to create, physical suffering will be a peripheral consideration. I did not think to have both of you aligned against me. Fine. In the spirit of open discourse, speak your mind, and I will listen, with minimal prejudice. That math is confidential, but I have enough reason to believe the outcome will be favorable. Argumentum ad passiones. An appeal to emotion. Is that your strategy? Typical of one whose argument lacks factual support. This is pointless vacillation. I will not equivocate on my goal on the basis of one nervy laureate and his devil's advocate. The chemicals now, if you please.
I cannot be party to this. I'm sorry.
It will take some time to finish manufacturing the final mixture, but you have created eventuality, where before there existed only possibility. There is another matter that must be resolved as soon as possible, concerning the Hyperion reticulum. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse from a protectorate installation, Oris Listening Post. Turning the entirety of the reticulum toward deep space will accelerate our understanding of the universe, and ideally, lead us to stronger conclusions regarding how to stop the rifts. You sound like Laureate Craft. Our artificer Laureate believes dedicating some of the satellites to surveillance could address immediate security concerns. The distinction between the Order and the Protectorate is already blurry for many Arcadians, without us adopting tactics that could be perceived as too extreme. Nothing beyond a few automechs, turrets, and some minor Protectorate personnel. All well within your capabilities to dispatch. Then I look forward to hearing your next report. May your actions further the plan.
Let's pinpoint what you and I can accomplish for the Order. Yes, as I mentioned to her, I understand we intend to reorient the web for scientific purposes alone. But we can still do that and aid our war effort. There are a multitude of satellites. Most, almost all, can be used to collect information on the equation. But just a few turned within Arcadia will help us in the near future. The Order thrives on information. The more we have, the more effectively we can lead. This has been proven scientifically to be true. I scarcely take time to engage in idle conversation, but perhaps this will be illuminating in some fashion. I have nothing but respect for Ruth. Without her guidance, the Order may never have found the strength to dissolve its Protectorate bonds. If I had to dig for the smallest critique, I'd note that she shoulders too much. If she collapses beneath the strain, the Order will be rudderless. This we cannot afford. I generally prefer to keep discussions relevant.
Alert! Unsanctioned individual detected in immediate vicinity. Present credentials. Status: not convinced. Activating alarm. Please allow yourself to die quietly.
Emergency protocols ready. This unit, and it will strive to perform better in the future.
Thank you for offering counsel, Arbiter Joaquin. The situation requires a judicious hand, and given what's transpiring, I would prefer Arbiters, not Sentinels, resolve the matter. It began as a simple call for adjudication.
Requires service.
Target lost. You think
Resuming
too much.
hostilities.
Continuing investigation. Always striving to pinpoint source. Determination. Unidentified local fauna.
Commencing combat-related activities. Now. meet the parameters of the task given by Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar. Formulating an explanation before speaking with her may be in order.
Agent, just the individual I had designated this time to converse with. As should be self-evident, I have dispensed with the slavish whims of the body. My mind is clearer than it has ever been, and I have you to thank. Acclimate quickly. There are other matters we must discuss. I have learned of the events that took place at Aris Listening Post. You disobeyed me. Surveillance is rarely neutral. But if certain precautions against abuse can be put into place, yes, that has some merit. You have made a sufficiently compelling case and earned this payment. I will consult with the Archive before attempting any corrections to the Hyperion Reticulum's course. There now remains only one problem left to solve for: Auntie Cleo. To ensure Arcadia's future, she must be removed from the equation. None I would trust with so delicate a task. I know this is no small request, but it is deeply consequential. Clio is the fulcrum about which the lever turns. In Auntie's direction, to Arcadia's ruin. In ours, to its success. As long as Clio lives, she will choose war. She will choose self-centered individualism over plan-mandated cooperation and progress. She will choose wrong. Such a display of cognitive dissonance is impressive, even for one such as yourself. If you are in such turmoil, then by all means, take time to parse your thoughts. But know that should you take too long, the plan may send someone else to achieve its purpose.
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station, hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
A would-be tyrant doing something tyrannical. Who could have seen this coming?
Intimidation is not required. Protectorate subjects are not programmed to question authority. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony. While the Order have sent their forces to assist you in intercepting the modulator, it will take time for them to navigate the station.
Only one person here knows Horizon Point as well as you, Commander. Should be me watching your back. Like old times.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.